Welcome everybody back to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Carson.
And today we are very excited to be reacting to The Promised Neverland Season 2. For those of you wondering, or who are actually already subscribed to our channel and have seen that we have been posting Promised Neverland Season 1 reactions, we haven't finished posting Season 1, but we are finished watching it.
Finished a while ago,
yeah.
So we're caught up. Don't worry, we're not getting spoiled just because we're trying to like jump the gun. We finished watching a while ago, so yeah, we're ready to get into this. I'm really excited. Apparently Funimation was just like, let's post it early. Sure. I guess they must have had some sort of deal, I guess.
That we didn't know about, but thank you to the person who commented and let us know about that. We appreciate that, so now we can watch a day before we thought we were
What do you think the season is gonna entail?
I don't know. We talked about this, but obviously they haven't seen that video yet. But I don't, like, they went off into the wilderness.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're gonna see more about the, like, society, potentially, or learn more about what is going on outside of the farms.
I don't. I think that we're going to be in the forest. I think that we're going to be running around fighting nature. I don't think that we're going to learn much about society, at least for the first episode.
Well, I guess not in the first episode. I think like maybe throughout the season,
possibly,
we might learn more.
My prediction is that this is going to be a survival thing, and then maybe at the end of the season or like towards the end, we might get to like civilization and see what it's like. But what I'm curious about is if they're surviving in the forest, say, what kind of shit are they gonna run into? Are they gonna run into like
what is
bears or other monsters or mutated creatures or other alien experiments or
what
something?
Else is out there? How much of the world as we know it, like us, exists in this world where there are creepy alien monster creatures?
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. Can't wait to get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you leave a like and subscribe. It really helps us out. And if you want to get the uncut for this reaction and get ahead on our season 1 reactions with uncuts as well, patreon.com/boldcast. But more than anything, we hope you like and subscribe. That's the best way. That's the best thing you can do to support these videos specifically. So hope you enjoy most of all. For the official release, we're watching on Funimation. We assume that you've already watched it. We're not posting this as a free way to watch the show. We're not posting this as a way that you can like come here and see the show before it airs, or I guess before like you watch it legally, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to watch it legally, then come here to hear what we have to say. That's what we're giving to you, not a free alternative to watching on legal channels. Support the official release. Other than that, let's go. Okay, here we go.
I'm so scared. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Is this Japanese? Oh my god. We're just getting the hell out of there. Just get out as fast as you can. What do they have? Lanterns? Yeah. Are they running from something?
Don't like that.
Holy
Don't
shit.
like that
We
at
didn't
all.
watch the trailer, by the way, so all of this... Oh my fucking god. What is that? True.
I mean...
Oh, here we go. And time starts again.
Nice.
Awesome.
I was gonna say that answers the question of what kind of creatures are out here.
Yeah, exactly.
Some really creepy
Holy
shit. Oh, are those
shit.
flowers?
Oh, those are the flowers. I wonder what the deal is.
Whoa.
Whoa. They probably aren't even on Earth. I think I, like, speculated that when we saw the world map on the wall for the first time. I was like, there's no way to know that this is actually the map of the world. Or if it's just fiction. Cut off ears. Exactly. You should not stray, like, oh shit. Yeah, this is like, it's hard to tell. Is she on watch or is she just tired as fuck? It's hard to tell if this is like a mutated futuristic version of Earth.
Yeah.
Or if it's an alien planet that's been like terraformed or something. Oh. See, that's what, it's so funny how like making them all smart was a double-edged sword, because now they know how to survive out here and obviously know how to escape.
Yeah.
Somehow I believe him.
Southeast.
You didn't. Oh, the pen that Crone left you. Ooh. That must have been the person in the mask.
There's some sort of like secret inside of it. Take it apart. What?
Whoa! Is it a beacon?
Whoa.
They must have looked at this before. Oh my god. I need to see that map again. Oh, it told them to how to activate the map. I wonder what it unlocks. What does it do? Is that gonna be a beacon or some sort of the location of like a safe haven or something?
Maybe the Promised Neverland.
The Promised Neverland. Well, technically hopefully they've left the Promised Neverland because that would mean that they never grew up. Human. If you read, he's gonna visit me. Me too.
Everyone gets so sad. They're kind of cute.
Yeah, they are. They're kind of like Toothless, the dragon.
Oh.
Whoa.
Seeing enemies that store fresh water. That's really interesting.
That's so cool. It's like the forest that they're in is like it's all like thematically frickin' water. You know? Like there's fish things and then there's
in that book. This whole forest was in that book.
Ah.
It's also interesting because all the things in the forest, yeah, they're like fish.
Yeah, it's all ocean themed. It's an anemone, and then there's the fish frog things, and then there's the flying like fish dragonflies. I think Emma needs to rest. Because this is like right after. Oh my god.
Don't like that.
Holy shit, these sea
like
jellyfish. Those are really cool, but they look like...
They might be poisonous.
Whoa, the animation.
Everything is...
It looks like I was expecting a significant downgrade, and there was that like CG monster at the start, but it didn't look bad, and that was like the only like off-putting thing. Everything else is like really top tier still. It looks really consistent with the last season. Oh god. I really hope this is when we don't... I really hope this isn't when we see a fucking kid get chomped or sliced in half by that giant sword.
I really hope not.
Oh shit, they're like probes. Oh, okay. It was flash forward. Oh my god. The sound it makes.
I hate it. I hate it.
It was sent by them. It doesn't seem to be like a forestly creature. Or it might be.
I think it is, and those like little fish flying things were running away from it.
Yeah. But they were just out hunting, and it has like the same eye. Like the eyes look similar. I don't know. It could be just of the forest. Are they going to try and kill it for food? What is that?
Trap.
Whoa.
It's just like...
It's like a pitfall trap that goes like really far down or something?
It's like roots and stuff.
What, don't sacrifice? Yeah, exactly. Ray, you're not gonna try and kill yourself again, are you? He's gonna try and like outmaneuver it.
Or it's just
the hunters? That was unexpected. That was the fucking hunters. Unless it was William Minerva. Oh no!
No.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, they think he'll just come back.
He's just gonna cut the tree in half. Oh shit! How is he gonna outrun? Oh my god. There's still time left in the episode. Get the fuck out! Oh my god. Oh, there's no... What is he gonna do? She's fucking exhausted.
No, thanks.
At least leave your gear. Did she just collapse?
She's bleeding a lot more. I don't know if you noticed.
I didn't notice.
Her, like, bandage is totally
Oh,
soaked.
yeah, I saw that. Oh, does she have, like, an infection? Holy shit.
Not a human.
I don't think it's a human. Motherfucker. Get wrecked. They have like horse bodies.
Yeah. Or, like creepy
Like the
dog
back of a
horses.
horse and then like the front of a freaking like greyhound or something.
Can he escape like
Into the
somewhere where they
roots?
can't get?
He doesn't want to hide. It's like hiding in
Yeah.
an attic when a serial killer's chasing you in your house. Go up in an attic and there's nowhere to go. Oh god. Pincer formation. What now? Oh Jesus, he did sacrifice himself. Unless he's planning something else.
Oh, something else.
Will you
came up.
maneuver? Minerva!
Oh.
It's like Cold Hands almost from frickin' Game of Thrones. I'm sure it lied as well. The children of the forest. This is very Game of Thronesy so far.
Really cool cave place. I wonder if they're under a tree.
I wonder just like that there's humans working for the monsters, if there's monsters like working against the monsters. Like working for
Vegetarians.
yeah. Radicals.
Emma's in there too.
She needs rest, but this is creepy. Okay, alright. Sneak time. Rescued, okay.
Hmm.
そもそも拘束もされて敵だと考えるには目的が見えないな。ねえ、ミネルヴァさんだったりしないか。あり得る。たとえ本人じゃなくても、その仲間の可能性も。く。よかった。薬草がちゃんと効いたのね。でも無理は禁物。また倒れたら大変よ。よく逃げ。あの農園から。ここにいれば安全よ。私と一緒にいた。無 きましょう。
I can't tell if they're trying to
Like,
the
fake us
soundtrack.
out with
Yeah,
how
fake us
unsettling
out.
it is.
あんたのこと
Sonju.
彼の向こうにいるわ。知らない？ウィリアム。
Maybe William Minerva is a group. What did he just realize?
なぜ鬼が人間を助けたんだ。
Oh, she didn't realize.
鬼なんだよな。あんたもあの男。
The soundtrack.
なあ、お兄さんよ。
Oni-san. Oh my god. Ending time. Holy
Okay.
lord. Okay, what'd you think of the episode? First of all, sort of tying into the opening and ending. This season, first of all, it was great. I liked it.
I liked it.
It was good. It was a really good first episode. It feels like a continuation. It doesn't feel, I will say, it doesn't feel like as explosive as like this is the new season. Like they kind of did it, but it didn't feel as like, whoa. I mean, obviously it's a sequel, but as like the first episode of season 1, like it felt so like everything was new, and everything does feel new, but it feels like we're just rolling on from the first season. And I get the impression from the opening and ending alone, but just from the whole first episode and the setup, that it seems like this season's going to be less mind games and more survival.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be more trying to like get acclimated to this, like learn more about the outside world, possibly like you said in the intro, like infiltrate or learn about society and see what you can do about that. And now we have 2 residents of the outside world. Possibly they might have escaped or left the society because they don't like the way things are run, and want to help escapees from the farms. They seem like really radical compared to like obviously the hunters that we saw. But yeah, this is a good first episode. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting the kind of like the thing that I was interested in is like what is outside of those walls. Was it Earth? Is it a different planet? Is it Earth? But we talked about like this
hundreds
in
or
season
thousands
1
of years in the
at
future.
some point. But I had talked about how either they were on maybe a different planet or aliens had come and Earth had like evolved to the point that it was no longer like Earth. And
as we know it.
As we know it, or potentially as the characters might know it, depending on what information they were given.
Yeah.
In their books. And it seems to be that in this like seemingly fantasy book that they had read, this adventure story, it actually was the forest, basically set in the forest or a forest like it right outside of their house, with like survival tips of, oh, these anemones hold water. So that's really interesting that they have, and because they found the William Minerva books, they were able to and they brought some of them with them, apparently, I guess, the ones that they thought would be either all of them or the ones that they thought would be most necessary.
Yeah.
And it's acting as a guide for them. And this pen that Crone got previously.
I forget, she just like picked it up. It seemed like a doctor
or someone, I don't know if he was like a doctor or something else, dropped it and she picked it up and kept it. But who knows if she ever opened it or not.
She must have, right? Did. She must have. She's a perfect, like, I mean, she wasn't from Grace Field. She wasn't raised by Isabella, but she was, like, so she's not, like, at the power scale like these kids are at, that Emma, Ray, and Norman. But
she's really smart.
She is really smart, and she, you know, so maybe she did. Maybe she could have cracked the code.
And maybe that's why she gave it to Norman.
In the end.
Mm-hmm. Also, because I don't think the episodes are out yet, in season 1 we talked about how we don't think that Norman is actually dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like our theory. Maybe he is, but both of us seem to think that he's.
By the way,
not.
we're just straight up not gonna be reading comments for
Yeah.
this, like at all, because like usually we're like, okay, we'll read the first couple, but I think at this point for this season we should just not tap into it whatsoever.
Yeah.
So because it's just too dangerous. Because I really do not want to get spoiled at all.
Yeah,
on the show.
I feel, and we both kind of got spoiled by the freaking Funimation like promotional art.
Yeah, on the banner for some reason they put like the little girl there.
Yeah, as like it was like Emma and then that girl, and I'm like,
what's the point?
Gee,
of like
thanks.
Now here's another thing. I thought that was going to be the one.
I thought that was going to be like either like that or like some like higher up person in the monster society.
I was almost certain that was going to be the one, and that they were like Emma and the one were like mirroring
Parallels.
people. Yeah. And they still might be, but like
I
it
really
doesn't seem
liked
like it's the same.
in the
as what I
opening
thought.
the parallels of like them eating rabbits and the monsters eating them.
Yeah. Once again, it makes me think: what if is there a higher echelon
Of them, or is it going to even turn into like what are they going to eat in this world where, I mean, maybe there are rabbits, but maybe there's just like creatures.
It seems like all of that was farmed for
yeah.
them, right? Yeah.
And that the food that they would naturally eat is not available in the environment, and like I don't know, are those like that creepy monster thing that was like running around on a million legs and chasing them, is that edible?
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Is that a food source? I don't know.
They have no idea, because they only had that one book about survival in the outside. Everything else was like I think I said early on, like when they were reading books or when we first found out the William Minerva stuff, and like saw the map on the wall, we were looking in their library. I was like, how much of this is all just like set dressing? How much of it all is just shit? And if we're assuming that like most of the books in there were sort of like our like real life books, like, so, you know, this is these are different kinds of flowers, these are different kinds of whatever animals, you can eat this in the forest based on like real life forest, then, you know, that's all just bullshit to keep them dumb and like ignorant of the outside world. But, you know, it's just crazy to see that like how much is different, and like that it's completely different. They there's no way, unless like that book has everything they need, they would have no way of knowing what is like based on real life knowledge that they might have had in there, real life knowledge, like, you know, outside the story, our real life.
Yeah, and
it's
also will be interesting to see. So we have these two, like, I'm just wondering how they're surviving. Like, do these creatures need to eat humans, or do they just prefer to eat humans? Like, how are these seemingly like rebels from society that have left and go off and live in the woods? Where do they get their nutrients? Can they eat the animals and plants of this world, or are they like denying themselves something?
Yeah, is it like Twilight vampires where like, is it like that where they pretty much need to eat something, but they're choosing
it doesn't
not,
have to be.
It doesn't have to be humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that will be a key factor, because if we find out that they don't,
well, they're just, it doesn't make
like,
sense. Like I think I don't think that needs to be answered, because I think that there's only 4 farms that like farm these high quality humans. There's possibly other farms like we thought, but like I don't think that it wouldn't be feasible. Like, imagine if our human society that covers the entire world, like let's assume they cover the entire world, and that they are the dominant species of this planet. Like a parallel would be us. Like, what if we could only eat cows? We couldn't eat anything else. We could only eat cows. That wouldn't really... that's kind of a logic... Like, it doesn't make much sense. There's just not enough of a supply. Like, even if we devoted all of our farming to farming cows, there just wouldn't be enough. Like, we couldn't... It's not feasible to do. You know?
But I guess I'm just wondering, like, how much of a... Like, is it crucial at all, or is it just a delicacy preference?
Well, the fact that they're farmed based on their like brain size and stuff like that, and like they're clearly like the higher ranked ones, like Emma, Norman, Ray, the fact that they're classified into that makes me think it's more of like a delicacy than it is a actual survival need. And the fact that there's these rebels, these radicals who are like ferrying, it's just like an environmental activist like friggin' setting loose a bunch of cows into the forest for no reason. Yeah, I think it's safe to assume that is what that's my point, I guess. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, but we had also been told before that there are humans
In
outside,
society.
so yeah, I guess I'm just curious.
Yeah, and I think Crone said that there's some humans with like high standing in society, like not just they can walk freely, but they're kind of treated like shit. But like I think she said, because I edited the episode where she was talking to them, that there are some in high standing. So like there are some like with equal rights, presumably, which is kind of crazy to think about. Which led to our other theory that we talked about, where it might be they might be like a tax. Like they might be giving like a portion of their population as a tax.
If you ignore the fact that we're like farming children over here,
then you can live
just
a
do
relatively
whatever you
normal
want.
life. Yeah.
So
is there some sort of like do the demons cover the entire world, or is it like half the world, this continent, is humans and they are like fighting to maintain their borders and possibly warring with the demons to try and free these horrible farms where they're farming humans? Is it something like that? And that goes back to the origin. We had multiple theories about the origin of these things, whether they are aliens, whether they are supernatural, although that seems less likely the more we learn about the world, or if it's just a human experiment gone wrong and then they eventually over hundreds of years had to learn to live with them, if there was like some conflict or something.
How many different types there are? Seemingly, like we saw in the opening, there like they come in all
shapes and sizes.
Like like there's ones that look like dog horses, and there's a guy with a sword.
But he looks like his limbs look as if he could run like them.
Yeah,
so.
And then there's the like girl who looks mostly like a human, except for her like the features, but she like relatively has the shape of a human. Same with the other guy.
That makes me think. That makes me lean towards like human experiment gone wrong, but I can't tell.
It's hard to say.
It could be supernatural, but the way that they seem to be really immersed with technology and stuff like that makes me think. But it's hard to say because we don't know how much of.
And as well,
how much technology they use in their actual lives, or if it's just for the farms.
Yeah, I don't know, and like. I wonder what their like hierarchy is. Obviously, there's the one that we've been told about before.
But we don't know if that's a ruler or if it's probably a ruler.
Yeah, or if it's like more like almost like a godlike being.
Yeah.
Which would have made more sense if it had I had kind of been thinking like you, like it was maybe the girl. Mm-hmm. Which would have made sense as not necessarily the ruler, but like someone.
In the upper echelon, but they aren't like governing or ruling them. They just are respected, or sort of maybe they pay tribute to it in some way or something. Yeah, so
still a lot of questions.
There's a lot of questions, but seeing the outside world really is a good introduction. It gives. I love that they did that the first episode instead of them running and like not really focusing on it. They really focused, like gave us some, like we saw a bunch of different animals and creatures. Also, we saw the flower that's the sea anemone, and like it really gave us a sense of place, and that everything's huge. Like it gives us enough to like theorize on it.
We also saw the flowers, like the blood flowers.
Yes, we did. You caught that. That was interesting.
And we also saw that. So the demon monsters that were hunting them killed the other like creepy monster. So I wonder if there's like different levels of like sentience among these creatures.
The fact that it had the same eyes makes me think that it again leads me towards human experiment gone wrong, and now there's like that's why there's so many different variants. It's like a mutated class or a race of some sort, and then you could be mutated to the point where you're a hexapedal monster with 6 legs and like 20
and also
eyes.
Like a bunch of eyes, yeah.
But like the eyes looked very similar to the demon's eyes.
Yeah, they
didn't have that same face plate, but it was like the eyes themselves looked very similar to the demons, so it makes me think that they're
It seemed like they were
somewhat
a
related.
subspecies or like something kind of close.
Like extra mutant. Like you haven't played Fallout, but in Fallout, 200 years in the future after a nuclear holocaust, and there are like mutated versions of all of these animals like roaming the world. So there's like a rad scorpion, which is like a giant horse-sized scorpion, or there's a bunch of different stuff. But there's also super mutants, and super mutants, they got this radioactive growth hormone that people were using to developed to try and create super soldiers. They gave them to these people, and they became genderless. They became giant, like green and yellow monsters, like Hulk almost. And if they were given too much of the hormone, they would become what is known a super mutant behemoth, where they're like 3 times the size and like have no real consciousness other than just destruction, seemingly. And there's death claws as well, which are like humanoid lizard weird amalgamations of creatures, and that were developed for war. So they're like gene spliced and stuff like that. So like that, this reminded me a lot of that, of like the super mutants and death claws from Fallout. Don't know if that's right, but that's my I think that there's something there. It's hard to say though. I'm leaning more towards human experiment gone wrong, and that this is like a crazy futuristic Earth, like 1,000 years in the future or something. That'd be crazy. And they've somehow preserved like this gene of humans that they kind of farm as a delicacy or whatever. Maybe they farmed other types of species or something. It's hard to say, but that's basically my point, is that I'm leaning more towards human experimentation. Could be aliens, but if it's aliens, then we're on their planet. That's my idea. And and maybe we're still in a giant terraformed dome. Like this giant forest area is all just inside of this, area where they can grow humans, basically. But it's hard to say.
The planet, that would be similar.
Or the planet,
but just different.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. There's no real
It's just interesting
evidence.
With the sort of the theme of the forest, how it is all like ocean.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's interesting, which would almost lead me to believe that it is Earth and things just evolved like so far to the point that they like reverted into something else, but like it's adapted to survive with the new environment of like the same. I don't know what that could be, or it could just be somewhere else. But it's just interesting to see the similarities of these like a flying fish, but it's actually flying. A jellyfish that can go through the air. A sea anemone, except it collects fresh water inside of it. And these little like tadpole-looking things, it's just kind of interesting.
It's really awesome.
It's really cool.
I really like it. It's a cool aesthetic, and it really makes me feel like I don't know what to expect. Like, because I don't have just like inside the place, it's like I don't know what is on the outside. I don't know what to expect. And now we're outside, and I still don't know what to expect because it's so different from real life. It's like kind of similar, but in a way that's like unsettling, where like I don't know if I find this edible flower, if it's actually edible in this world or whatever.
Yeah, and we also have the thing of, they were like, I can't tell if they were just psyching us out because it was supposed to be a reveal, but we already kind of got spoiled at the end, because they were like really doing like the creepy music and stuff. So I think it would have been actually a creepy reveal if you hadn't already been spoiled by the promotional art that they put everywhere.
It's so shitty. I know like it's made for Japan, and like most people who are really into these series read the manga, so it's not like they aren't as big about spoilers there. But like, it's so annoying when I load up the thing to watch the show and there's the promotional art sort of spoils it. God of High School was like the worst culprit of that. They spoiled like the biggest reveal of the season, and there's been a million others as well. It's really shitty.
Anyway, but
yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next week. We're going to be continuing to release season 1 episodes over the next week or two. We'll be wrapped up at least on Patreon and in a few weeks on YouTube. We might try to get them out a little bit faster just because it's hot right now, but we'll see. We'll try to get you guys caught up with our season 1 reactions. If you haven't seen our season 1 reactions, a lot of people really like them. A lot of people have said that it's like some of the best reaction content that we've done since we started the channel, and I kind of agree. It's really good. So you should go check it out. We had really good reactions and like discussions and theorizing for
we really liked
for season 1. It was incredible. It was really, really good. It was a great ride, and you can still catch them as they're released on our YouTube channel. So like and subscribe, please and thank you. And if you want to get a week ahead on those season 1s or get the uncut for this reaction and all the previous ones for season 1 and a bunch of other cool stuff, Patreon exists. Go check out patreon.com/podcast. But with all that said, hope you enjoyed. Most of all, I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And we'll see you next week.